So that's what he says in this book, Atomic Habits. As you can see, developing habits is so important that we have a book on this, Atomic Habits. So why not we develop our English speaking skills, our English learning. Hello guys, how are you all? Well, I hope that you're great and your English practice is going really awesome. So today we are going to discuss something great about how to develop your English speaking skills. And I'm going to tell you this one thing which you need to do is make English your habit. Make English your habit. But how to do that? What do I exactly mean when I say make English your habit? That is the big question. And I'm going to talk to you in details about this. I'm going to tell you 3 steps by which you can make English your habit and what exactly you have to do by making English your habit. So let's start it without any delay. Basically, when I say make English your habit, that means English must be included in your everyday tasks. What exactly is a habit? A habit is something that you do on a daily basis, that you do naturally, repeatedly, without any efforts. Habits are developed, and habits are something that's gonna be with you. Once you develop a particular habit, it is going to be there with you. You don't have to then put some kind of effort in doing that task because this task has become your habit now. Like, for example, some people, they're habitual of reading something. Some people are habitual of doing yoga in the morning. Some people go for a morning walk. Some people go for an evening walk. Why? Because they have developed this habit. Similarly, we have to develop a habit of learning English. We have to make English our habit. That is, when we do our English speaking practice, when we do some kind of English learning, we do it effortlessly. And if this English is our habit, we will not feel like, oh my god, I'm not progressing. What I'm doing, is it gonna give me some results? Oh my god, how much more time will I take to become fluent? These kind of questions that are coming in your mind, they will stop coming. One more thing is that what happens is when we are learning English, it is one of the most common problem with all English learners that when we are learning English, at times we feel so demotivated that we don't want to practice English. We feel like there are not much results that I'm able to see, that I can see, and you might feel the same way, that you're not able to see much result of whatever you're doing, your efforts, and you might say, I'm not getting time to practice English, I don't know which topic to take. And there are several excuses that we make in order to escape that practice or learning that we have to do. Because when we make English our habit, we will not find all these kinds of excuses to give in order to escape that learning, escape that practicing, because practice and learning, they are quite needed. They are very important when you want to improve your English. So if you want to speak fluent English, you have to practice and you have to keep on learning. But what happens is that we are not able to do that. Sometimes we are not getting time, we don't know where to begin, what's the topic, what to do. So all these kinds of things, all these kinds of thoughts, and the thing that I'm not able to improve, uh, the problem of not actually seeing any kind of visible improvement or results, these kinds of thoughts, these kinds of things will not have any kind of significant effect on you. You will find that you are much more comfortable with your English speaking practice, with your learning process, if you make English your habit. Now, how to do that? How you can make English your habit? So, I have some suggestions for you, 3 suggestions, or you can say 3 steps basically to make English your habit. So, the first one is, don't make it a task, right? Don't make it a task. That is, what we do is we take it as a burden. We take it as a task. This is the task I have to do. This is something that I have to do, and it is there on your head like a burden. Don't do that. Don't do that. Do it with a relaxed mind. Try to include it in your daily routine. Try to do it as some kind of activity that gives you pleasure and relaxation. For example, reading a novel, watching a movie, listening to an English song. So these kind of things, these kind of tasks, they need to be included from time to time. So I'm not saying do only this always, always just watch a movie, just read a book, just listen to a song, and this is gonna improve your English. No, these are additional factors, X factors while learning English. Although you have to do your English speaking practice, you have to make efforts for learning vocabulary, for improving your grammar, obviously. But by watching a movie, by listening to an English song, by reading a novel, by doing something that you love related to English, what is going to happen is you are not going to feel it as a burden, as a task. Rather, you'll enjoy the process of learning. You'll enjoy that process. So pick up some book that you like, pick up some topic that you like, pick a movie that is according to your taste. Don't just pick any movie of English and start watching it, because you will lose interest. So pick something that interests you, some kind of genre that you love to watch. So pick that, listen to an English song. Maybe there might be this particular artist that you like listening to. Pick the song of that artist. Don't take it as a task. Be creative. From time to time, include things that are going to give you some kind of happiness while learning English. So it is like happiness and English together, your recreational activity and your learning English together. So that's what we are trying to do here. So number 2 is how you can make it your habit is you set a particular time. Set a particular time that, okay, these 15 minutes I am going to practice English. Whatever I'm gonna do, maybe practice some speaking, maybe I'm gonna read something, listen to something, and maybe I'm gonna practice some of my grammar knowledge. I'm gonna test my vocabulary. Whatever you're gonna do, set some 15 minutes in a day, right? So these are my fixed 15 minutes. I'm not saying keep them absolutely fixed, because then that is going to create some kind of problem. So you say either in the morning from 8 to 9, any 15 minutes between 8 to 9, before going to my work, before going to my college, or before my day starts, I'm going to practice my English. Or you can say that in the evening from 8 to 10, right? 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. This is my time bar from where I have to take 15 minutes daily, and I'm going to practice my English. So you have to give some kind of time frame, and you have to adhere to that particular time frame daily. Daily. Don't change that time frame. Or what you can do is keep it alternatively. So one day in the morning, next day in the evening, another day in the morning, then day after in the evening. Okay, so that is how you can do it. But try to fix a particular time frame, that these 15 minutes or this half an hour is for my English speaking practice, for learning English, for improving my English. That is very important. Why? Because when you give some particular time to this particular thing, learning English, it will become your habit. Eventually you will feel quite comfortable. You will not have to do some kind of effort in learning English. You will not feel like, oh my god, now this is the time, I should now go and practice something. You will say, oh, it's the time to practice English. That is how your reaction is going to be. So after some time you'll feel like, okay, now I am so comfortable in doing this that it is a part of my routine. It's a habit for me. Now the last step, number 3, is it is very important, as you must have heard about this book, Atomic Habits. So there's this technique that James Clear says, that is the reward technique. And I really loved his thought that whenever you're doing a task and you want to build a new habit, after doing that, reward yourself. So that's what he says in this book, Atomic Habits. As you can see, developing habits is so important that we have a book on this, Atomic Habits. So why not we develop our English speaking skills, our English learning, this kind of thing as a habit. We need to develop this as a habit, learning English, practicing English as a habit. Now, how to do that while doing your English speaking practice? How to apply this reward formula to this particular English speaking thing? So what you have to do is you practice your English or learn your English, whatever your task is for the day. You do it for 15 minutes, you did that. Now what you're going to do is you are going to give yourself a reward. For example, if you want to listen to a song, your favorite song, doesn't matter if it's in Hindi, if it's in your native language, if it's in English, doesn't matter. It can be your favorite song, the song that you really love. Listen to that song, or maybe you can watch something that you like for a few minutes. If you want to watch an episode of a web series or something like that, go do that. Reward yourself. So what you can do is you can keep these rewards at the end of the week on Saturdays. Like on Saturday, Sunday, I'm gonna have this reward. If it is gonna take much more time, for example watching a movie or watching an episode of a web series. Otherwise you can do it simply after the task gets complete. So you can go for a walk. If you want to go for a walk, you can what you can do is, if you want to have a piece of chocolate cake, go order yourself a chocolate pastry and have it. So keep some kind of reward after that, and after some time you'll see that you're developing it as a habit. So when you get reward, you have this kind of feeling that okay, I have achieved something, I've done something. So it gives you some kind of happiness and it boosts your confidence. So from within you feel really good about what you just did. Okay, I had to practice some English speaking skills and I did that. Today I had to revise some vocabulary, I did that. Now my goal is completed, I'm going to reward myself. So that is how it's going to work. So these are the 3 steps through which you can develop your English speaking practice or your English learning as a habit. Make sure that you make English your habit. So if you'll make it your habit, you are going to reach your goal of speaking fluent English quite faster. So that is all for today. That was the video and I hope that it was helpful for you. You liked the video. If you like it, do give it a thumbs up. Like the video, share it with your friends and subscribe my channel if you're new here. I'm Shivangi and I'm gonna meet you in a new video next time with a new topic. Till then, take care and bye.